What's going on, guys? Welcome back, and today we're going to be checking out some games which are coming out in October 2024. Been 10 years since the last Dragon Age game, when Dragon Age Inquisition released in 2014, and now we're about to see the latest installment to be released. Having a bit of a name change from Dragon Age Dreadwolf to Dragon Age the Veilguard, this promises to be a return to form from BioWare, who have recently struggled the past 10 years or so with Anthem, Mass Effect Andromeda, and even arguably Dragon Age Inquisition. They were all criticized for one reason or another. Early critic hands-on impressions of this title have been very well received so far, and although the gameplay is a bit more action focused rather than tactical, the graphics are a little bit more cartoon-like than realistic, rugged style. This could very well be a potential game of the year if the gameplay and story is delivered. It's coming to PC, Xbox Series X and S, as well as PS5 on the 31st of October. It'll be $49.99 for the base edition and $69.99 for the deluxe edition. And for those on PC, you will not need the EA Play launcher if buying via Steam. It's a very welcome piece of news. I hope this starts rolling out, but I suspect it's just because it's a single player game only and there's no reason for crossplay. As a fan of Dragon Age, having played all the previous games, I'm hoping this latest entry lives up to expectations and we can be discussing how good it is to have a Dragon Age game to play again. It's that time of year where the annual Call of Duty game is released. This time it's Treyarch's turn to take the reins of Black Ops 6, and this will become the 21st installment in the Call of Duty series. It's also coming to all consoles and PC except the Nintendo Switch. They're still ensuring last-gen hardware is getting a slice of Call of Duty still. Black Ops 6 sees you going back to the 90s and exploring the CIA and the espionage story arcs, as well as bringing back round-based zombies, and of course the ever-living multiplayer, which to its credit is handled very well year in, year out in terms of fresh content, playlists, and modes, something Battlefield and Halo have really struggled to do. It has the all-new Omni movement mechanic, allowing you to slide and dive and jump around in almost any direction to give you the angle or the edge, and it will be launching at a base price of $69.99 or $99.99 for the Vault Edition. Good news if you have a higher tier of Game Pass is that this is included for you at no extra cost, as it is now officially part of the Xbox family, but the base Game Pass subscription does not include the day one releases anymore, so just bear that in mind. It'll release on October 25th. A new Korean MMO is making its way to the West with Throne and Liberty, a free-to-play MMO RPG which takes place in the open world of Silicium. Featuring both PvP and PvE, you'll have the time of day mechanics, battlefields impacted by weather, and other players and guilds trying to stop you claiming the throne. This is coming to Xbox Series X and S, as well as PS5 and PC, and at the moment you can buy this and play it for early access, but it will be free to play on the 1st of October. Combat and questing is meant to be fun from what I've heard, but the guild system and the option to basically open your wallet to buy and pay for things to advance makes it seem to follow the trend of other Korean MMOs, and it will be sure to be very grindy, but you know, that can be eased if you are a swiper. Sitting on mixed reviews currently on Steam, with the main criticism being that it is very focused on microtransactions and pay to win mechanics, although a lot of people do note that the gameplay itself is actually quite fun and it does have a lot of good ideas. There is also a drip feed system though, so you can only get loot for a dungeon 3 times a day, for instance. It's got these hard limits and time getting systems, so yeah, it's got those usual kind of techniques, so just bear that in mind. Never played the original, but No More Room in Hell 2 is the sequel to the 2011 original, which was similar to Left 4 Dead, but like an 8-player co-op zombie shooter. The original is actually free on Steam right now. You can just add it to your library, so if you did want to check that out, go ahead and add that to your library. However, the sequel, coming 22nd of October from the studio behind Chivalry, is bringing the 8-player co-op zombie shooter to the modern day. 8 players spawn in one huge map, and you have to use your wits and skills to survive, as each character has permadeath, meaning that a bad decision or a poor choice will mean your character is done for and you're back to square one. It'll have proximity chat, as well as teaming up with those you stumble across as you work together to survive and escape. My understanding is this is PvE only though, so it's not like a PvE extraction shooter like Hunt. Game is launching into early access first, so there will be a power plant map to begin with further expansions and maps down the line. The focus on melee is probably where the devs from Chivalry are going to be able to flex their prior experience as well. Currently no price for this one, although it is expected to be in early access for at least a year. The devs have stated that the early access price will be reasonable, and that obviously upon full release the price will be higher to reflect the 1.0 finished product. For those wondering as well, the original devs of No More Room in Hell were actually acquired by Torn Banner, the devs from Chivalry. Although it's under a different studio name, apparently a lot of the people who worked on the original are back working on this one as well, so we'll have that nice continuity. Looking forward to checking this one out. Hardcore permadeath zombie shooter sounds like a good time. Max Caulfield is back in Life is Strange Double Exposure. The protagonist from the first game returns when she finds her friend Safi dead in the snow. Parallel timeline opens and Max will be able to shift between the two timelines, one where Safi is still alive, so that she can try and solve and prevent the same murder. Deck9 Games back to take control of this one and is shaping up to look very good at the moment. This is coming out on the 29th of October on Xbox Series X and S, PS5, and PC via Steam. While the game will be priced at $49.99, the Deluxe and Ultimate Edition comes with various skins for $59.99 and $74.99 respectively. The Ultimate Edition will let you play the first 2 chapters of the game 2 weeks ahead of release from the 15th of October. Your save progress will carry forward, but presumably the game will just stop once you've done those first 2 chapters. And you'll have to wait until the full release to finish off the game. As a fan of Life is Strange, I'm excited to check this one out, but I'll probably just wait for the full release. The latest game from Atlus, known for the Persona series, is called Metaphor ReFantazio, and it's an all-new original RPG story where you must participate in a tournament to help the kingdom find its new king. Turn-based party combat with lots of quests, dungeons, and places to explore, as well as party members to meet and learn about. It looks really good from the trailers, and there's also a prologue demo you can download on Steam to check it out before its release, should you wish. Coming to PC, Xbox X and S, as well as PS5, and it will be $59.99 for the base edition or $89.99 for the Atlus 35th Digital Anniversary Edition, which not only has some art and soundtracks from this game, but also from the previous Atlus games as well. This is coming out on the 11th of October. Until Dawn, the popular teen slasher horror that debuted on the PS4 from Supermassive Games, is finally making its way to PC and also to the PS5, being rebuilt and enhanced for modern day in Unreal Engine 5. It's actually one of my personal favorites of the genre, and I'm really excited to see how this looks on modern hardware. Had a huge cast for back then with Rami Malek, Brett Dalton, and Hayden Panettiere. It's been rebuilt from the ground up, so it's more than just a simple remaster and has new environments, collectibles, as well as revisiting the narrative for some things to deepen the mystery. I'm excited for this one. It's coming out on October 4th, and it will be $59.99. At first, when I saw this, I thought this was simply a remaster / port. I thought this was quite steep for, the price for that. But having seen the trailers and what they've done to improve and the new things they're adding to actually remake the game from the ground up, I can see why they've priced it at this price point. Hopefully it launches with less bugs than the original one did though. A Quiet Place: The Road Ahead is an upcoming survival horror game set in a Quiet Place universe. The films that have the monster / aliens that are super sensitive to sounds. A prequel movie came out earlier this year, and this is a game that's kind of padding out that universe. It's a spin-off, it's going to follow different characters. It's developed by Stormmind Games and published by Saber Interactive, and this single-player horror adventure game will force you to survive in silence and scavenge for items and tools while you try to navigate the environments and survive. This has a load of potential. I can see how they're going to play around with the sound and audio and stuff like that, and probably maybe like a Alien Isolation kind of vibe with, getting hunted by these monsters and stuff. We'll have to see how it delivers. It's actually reasonably priced. It's only going to be a $24.99 kind of price point for this title. It's coming to Xbox Series X and S, PS5, and PC on October 17th. This is another cult classic title I haven't really played, but Silent Hill 2 is getting a remake from the ground up and is set for release on the 8th of October. It's being handled by Bloober Team, known for Layers of Fear, Blair Witch, and The Medium. They get some stick as a dev, and I noticed reception around this remake has been a bit mixed because they're involved with this. But I've tended to enjoy the games that they've been a part of. We'll have to see with this one. Silent Hill 2 is being remade from the ground up. A new camera perspective, high-end graphics, ray tracing, larger environments, and fleshed out areas that just wasn't possible on the PS2 back in 2001. Combat has been reworked as well to modern day standards, and overall this looks really interesting. Although again, admittedly, I've never played the original, so I don't have that comparison to really hold it to. This is coming to PC and exclusively to PS5. Xbox consoles are expected to get this in a year or so later, as it's got an exclusive deal, so they've probably got to wait for that to expire. It'll be priced $59.99 for the base game and $69.99 for the digital deluxe edition. That basically comes with some skins as well as an early access for 2 days before release, so you can get started on the 6th of October instead. Super Mario Party Jamboree is the latest Mario Party entry for the Nintendo Switch. You'll be able to play with up to 4 players locally or online in what is basically a digital board game with lots of mini games and action-packed modes to check out. Plenty of customization, and all your favorite characters from before. I used to play Mario Party back on the GameCube and the Wii. It'll be interesting to see how this new one looks. Always a good time with friends, especially over the holidays. This is going to be an exclusive for Nintendo Switch, of course, and it will be $49.99 on release. Orebound is an upcoming survival automation game. Think Satisfactory and Valheim combined together with some dwarfs and a little bit of mining. You're on the quest to find the Emberstone, and you will need to dig and explore to gather materials to get further to your goal. Featured this on the channel recently and had a good time with it, albeit a bit rough as it is just a demo at the moment. The game is planning to release into early access on October 24th. No price at the moment, and this is currently just coming to Steam. There is a demo you can try on Steam at the moment, which does give you a fairly big chunk of the game to have a play with and check it out. Not sure if the demo progress can be carried over at release, but it's definitely worth checking out if you want to see what it's like beforehand. A new story action adventure game is coming from Bandai Namco. It's called Unknown 9 Awakening. It features the actress Anya Chalotra. She's best known for playing Yennefer in the Netflix adaptation of The Witcher. And this game is part of a bigger story world, as Bandai Namco are calling it, with a comic book, there's a scripted podcast, there's a novel trilogy, and they even have on their website, there's more other stuff coming soon that's kind of gonna play into this wider world. The game itself is coming to all consoles and PC except for Nintendo Switch and will be available on October 18th. We play as Haruna on a quest for powerful hidden knowledge to master and deepen our connection to the Fold, which gives us powers and the ability to travel to this mysterious dimension. This will be $44.99 for the standard edition or $49.99 for the deluxe edition, which has a few DLC outfits should you so wish. So that's all the main releases that we were covering. Now we got the DLC. We're going to start off with the heavy hitters, and that is going to be Powerwash Simulator is getting Shrek DLC. Yes, that's right. It's coming 10th of October, and you'll be able to visit plenty of locations from the film, including Shrek's swamp, as you look to clean up the mess, and you can do so in a suit of armor as well. And you'll even get like a little sword, kind of Powerwash style cosmetic as well. No price on this one yet, but this is coming to all consoles and PC. And if you have Game Pass, it is included already. Another DLC coming out, arguably no more bigger or smaller than the Powerwash one, is Diablo 4 Vessel of Hatred. So Diablo 4 is still on my list to play, but the latest expansion is coming on the 8th of October. This will be for all consoles except the Switch and for PC as well. Featuring new biomes and a new class, the Spiritborn, which actually looks pretty cool. You can summon 4 animal spirits, including one which is like a massive centipede. Just looks very cool, and if I was starting playing this right now, I think this would be the one I'd want to give a go. Comes with more story and a campaign, a new endgame activity for PvE content in the Dark Citadel, and also comes with lots of base game updates as well for better quality of life and gameplay changes. You will require the base game to play this. There is an expansion bundle which has both together for $59.99. Or the DLC on its own is $34.99. Then there's a deluxe and an ultimate edition, $49.99 and $75.99 respectively. There's a lot of different cosmetics and seems like materials and things like that. To be fair, the base game Diablo 4 is on Game Pass, but just note that the expansion will not be on Game Pass. You will have to buy that separately. Okay, so I put this one here as DLC, but it's kind of not DLC, but it is kind of a re-release update kind of thing. So I thought let's just talk about it anyway. So New World Aeternum is a re-release of sorts for New World's base game, and it includes the Rise of Angry Earth expansion and all that kind of stuff, as well. It has a revamped story, opening tutorial section has been redone, there's enhanced dialogue, new in-game cinematics, they've made changes to the areas, they've included a large-scale PvP zone, there's a 10-player raid, and there's going to be like end-game solo raids and stuff you can do as well. The main thing is it's actually coming to consoles at the same time, which is going to be obviously trying to give a boost to player numbers. And this will be available from October 15th. If you already own the game on PC, there's no extra price or fee to pay. It's basically just a free update. But for those jumping in for the first time or coming from console, it'll be $49.99 for the standard edition and $66.99 for the deluxe edition. For current players with existing characters and existing worlds, these will become legacy worlds, and you can create a new character to try the new update on a new world. You cannot transfer your existing character over to a new world, and there is no cross progression. So you can't like play on PC, then load up on PS5 and pick up where you left off. There'll be special console only worlds. So if you just want to play with other console players, you can do that. So you don't have to play with PC players. And there'll also be the normal kind of standard new worlds, which will have crossplay with Xbox, PlayStation, and PC. Again, these are the new standard worlds only, and not any of the legacy ones that are basically the current worlds before October 15th. It seems like a last-ditch attempt to bring life to this MMO because the player numbers have been dwindling over time. Maybe opening up to console will allow the player base to see a bit more growth than it's seen in recent years. But you got to say this is probably the last kind of new world kind of content you'll see. I don't know if we're going to get other DLCs and expansions. I guess it depends on how well this does. And as for playtest this month, there's a couple here. So Exoborne is an upcoming tactical open world extraction shooter set in the apocalyptic US. It's got a heavy focus on weather events and dynamic open world events. You'll need to scavenge, craft, and fight to stay alive and weigh up the big risks with the big rewards, and decide whether to team up with others or strike out alone. It'll be a closed playtest that you can sign up to and check it out. This game looks pretty good so far, but always wary with trailers and stuff, you want to see a bit more gameplay, get hands-on with it. We see yet another extraction shooter joining the fold in what's starting to become an ever more saturated genre. This will be for Steam and consoles at some point, although the playtest is only for PC at the moment. Playtest is slated to start on October 10th. And another playtest is Arc Raiders. So this is an upcoming third-person PvPvE survival extraction shooter set in the future on Earth. Another extraction shooter, or at least another PvPvE survival shooter anyway. Originally is a free-to-play title. Arc Raiders will now be a title you can purchase. They kind of said it would be around $40. And it plans to come to consoles and PC in 2025. The playtest is scheduled towards the end of October between the 24th and 27th. This was originally announced as a game back in 2021, so to actually see it a few years later and actually see how it's developed, that will be really exciting. And obviously check it out to see how it's looking ahead of its 2025 release. This one is interesting because it's most likely going to be going up against Bungie's upcoming Marathon extraction shooter, which is also going to be priced at $40 or rumored to be priced at $40, and is also going to be a PvPvE extraction shooter. So we'll have to see how this one fares, and obviously, you know, very interesting to see how this kind of holds up against like Bungie's offering, which will also be next year too, as well as all the other extraction shooters that are coming out or have come out over the past couple of years too. Anyway, that's all from me. Thank you for watching, and let me know in the comments below what games you're looking forward to playing this month. I'm definitely going to be checking out Dragon Age, Life is Strange if I get a chance, Until Dawn, and probably that No More Room in Hell 2 as well. Definitely want to have a look at that. There's just too many games to play, but these are ones I'm going to be keeping an eye on as a priority. Let me know what's on your list. Thank you so much for watching, for the support, and if you found this video helpful, please like and subscribe and drop a comment below. I'll catch you guys in the next video. See you next time, and take care.